Africa stands at a crossroads. For decades, the question has been, how do we transform immense potential into real prosperity? But what if the answer isn't just better policies or more aid? What if it's using AI platforms like those already changing the face of war and crisis to supercharge peace, growth and governance? This is not science fiction. It's already happening, in Ukraine, in the World Food Program, in industries from mining to energy. The question is, could Africa become the first continent to use AI to solve its biggest economic bottlenecks? At the port of Lagos, today, trucks can wait 10 to 15 days to clear customs, often longer, delaying imports and jacking up prices across the economy. What if AI systems cross-referenced customs, banking and shipping data to cut that time to just 2 days? Imagine the savings, the regained competitiveness, the explosive potential for Nigeria's trade. In Kenya's power grid, businesses lose 5 to 6% of annual sales to power outages, and some estimates say up to $2 million in economic productivity is lost every single day. Now envision AI predicting failures before they happen, keeping factories humming, schools lit, and people powered. That's GDP growth in real time. In Ethiopia, frequent power cuts once shrank GDP by an estimated 3.1%. With predictive analytics, outages could shrink, protecting both economic output and the hopes of millions. Across all of Africa, infrastructure disruptions, from blackouts to transport breakdowns, cost low- and middle-income countries nearly $300 billion per year in lost sales, with $107 billion from transport alone and $82 billion from electricity failures. That's the size of a national budget, and it's leaking away. This isn't just theory. The World Food Program used Palantir's platform to optimize food distribution in Africa, delivering millions of extra meals with no extra funding. That's tangible lives saved, not just efficiency. Mining firms use similar AI to avoid multi-million-dollar equipment failures. What if governments use that same predictive power to fortify electric grids or stabilize agriculture before drought strikes? But here's the best part. Africa doesn't need to rely solely on global tech. Homegrown platforms are already building our future. Now, Zindi, over 60,000 African data scientists using real-world data to tackle everything from crop forecasting to healthcare access. Sunbird AI Uganda, helping governments plan electrification with smart data, pinpointing where power should grow next. Masakan, developing AI that covers African languages, so tech speaks their language, not just English or French. Data Science Nigeria, on track to train 1 million AI talents by 2030. Deep Learning Indaba, building the continent's machine learning researchers and innovators. Imagine pairing the massive infrastructure and tools of a global platform like Palantir with this authentic, locally rooted African innovation. The result? Solutions that scale and resonate. These numbers stretch beyond spreadsheets, they touch real lives. Cheaper food because supply chains finally work. Lights in homes and schools because the grid holds strong. More revenue flowing into budgets for schools, clinics, and roads. And when citizens see proof, less corruption, more results, they begin to believe again. Because where AI reduces waste, trust grows. But tech without trust is dangerous. The same systems that flag fraud could become tools of surveillance. That's why Africa must insist on data sovereignty, transparency, and local ownership from day one. The AU's Malabo Convention sets the framework. It's now on leaders to enforce it. Now imagine a Lagos customs officer clearing goods in 2 days instead of 15, with AI-assisted validation. A Kenyan factory avoiding daily blackouts and shaving off 5% in losses. An Ethiopian economy stabilizing, avoiding the previous 3% GDP drain from outages. And all across Africa, billions once lost to inefficiency now fueling education, entrepreneurship, and trust. Could Africa become the first continent to truly function, because AI helps us see clearly, decide wisely, and act quickly? The tools are here, the talent is here, the vision is urgent, and the potential is breathtaking. Africa is already rich in resources and culture. Maybe our next great resource is clarity through data. If we can use AI to manage crises, why not to build governments that finally work, for citizens by citizens? Share your thoughts in the comments. Would you trust an AI-enabled government if it meant fewer blackouts, less corruption, and faster growth?